yelling through the other room, which is kind of funny, or maybe that's just me. We are here today, and it is just the two of us because, as you know, in marketing, we sometimes things happen and you have to be on it. So we've lost two of the team players this week, and we will miss them, but we know they're doing a lot. So it is me, Pip from Seymour Digital Media, and
me, Phelan, also from Seymour Digital Media.
And we're going to be talking about all the things happening in our marketplace to keep you up to date with all the things. Now, this will be slightly slanted towards search because that's what we do. Phelan, I really want to edit this screen because your image is I don't.
No, we went this last time. Don't do it.
I know. Don't do it. Okay, so if you're joining us today, pipe up, and if you've seen anything interesting, let us know, and I will stop. It's like a addiction. There we go. Bam.
Yeah, that's so much better now. You nailed it. No notes.
No notes, really none. Okay, well, people are attempting to join us. And I've totally screwed this up and then locked it because I'm that good. Phelan, why don't we talk? Let's talk about Twitter first because that's funny.
Yes, it is. Oh, jeez.
Just relax. I got this.
So people might not be aware, but on 420, Elon Musk decided to remove the traditional legacy blue check mark.
So this is not the paid $8 one. This is the I'm a government official.
No, it was whoever previously was verified on the old legacy system had their blue check marks taken off, and then you had to pay $8 in order to get it back.
$8 a month or a year?
$8 a month.
Okay, so is that saying that you have to have 8 times 12? It's 84, right? Yeah. $84 a year to be on TikTok then.
To be on Twitter verified. And and so it turned out that a grand total of 28 people paid for it that were previously legacy check marks.
That's it? How many people did they take off?
Several thousand.
Oh,
so it was let's just say it was not a rousing success, and so apparently it's been a bit of a disaster. There's already the New York State official Twitter account had a rival Twitter account that also paid for the blue and said no, they're the real New York State government account.
All right then.
So it's
no problems at all then.
No, flawless. And so that was the entertaining one.
It has been quite entertaining, and I know that one of our group members, who is it? Glenna. She is following the Twitter stuff pretty closely, and it is a running joke at this point. Do we think that it's gonna be in business in a year? It's a good question.
So it's going to remain as a business. It's just who's going to own it. That's kind of the bigger question that I would see. And it was never a really popular social media agent system to begin with. So it was never as big and popular. It's just that people that were on it thought they were the most, because they're so important and have so much money, that it was always going to be something that is really important, but numerically it's just not there compared to Meta owning WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram. Those three channels, individually, one of those would be a ton of people put together. That's a huge number of people that they're interacting with.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the guy that created Twitter, he's the one that owns Stripe. What did
Square.
He create? Oh, Square. And was he a GitHub person? No.
No. It was long before GitHub was around. No, he was Jack Dorsey, and he was CEO of Square and of Twitter at the same time. And so
now he's just over at Square, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, that's all he's doing.
Mm, okay. So
And so yeah, that's
Twitter's done. We got Twitter. Twitter is a hot mess where people are
yeah.
trying to manage things. Um, so okay, and then we'll move into Facebook. And Rena gave me some notes today about Facebook and Meta Universe, which I kind of dig, and I envision being able to do countertop shopping one day and not have to go into a location. So that is what I see as the future. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like AI is the visual creation tool that Zuckerberg has is utilizing. So I'm going to go into it. We will share today. There's some notes on literally what he said, and we know Zuckerberg's all about the metaverse and using AI with it. Woo, that's the only it's the only big company like we haven't really heard from with the AI stuff. Actually, I haven't heard much from
yeah.
them.
There isn't much with it, and most of it is because like the two competitors, Microsoft and Google, are much closer in what they actually do, right? Because Microsoft does have a search engine,
Mm,
and Microsoft is trying to they're trying to find their growth in the search, whereas they're not really focusing on social. Like, yeah, they own LinkedIn and they own GitHub, but they've not done anything with it,
mm.
which is kind of surprising because you figure with the Microsoft ads, they would have fully integrated LinkedIn into their platform, and it looks like they really haven't when I looked at it.
Interesting, yeah, because
Uh,
you think that Microsoft would have folded in the LinkedIn ads into the Microsoft suite, right?
mhm.
So it's funny, like I mean, I thought that was just a no-brainer. I'm sure they've kept it separate for a reason. We all know, but speaking of LinkedIn and shamelessly plugging something I'm doing an interview series now, and the next person I'm talking to next Wednesday is all about LinkedIn and LinkedIn strategy because I feel I have missed out on LinkedIn. I don't talk about it very much, but because LinkedIn, when it came out, I never had to look for a job again. Thought it was brilliant, and
Yeah.
it's kind of, and then I left it once I started my own company, and we don't really use it as a marketing tool, and I mean our audience is there, so um, that's like a thing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's definitely one when you look at like we've been following Ryan Stewart, and they've been really heavy with that, with trying to do LinkedIn and posting there frequently because they are trying to boost just written text without any ads because the way LinkedIn makes money isn't necessarily through the ads, right? They make money through the sales navigator for recruiters to find other people that are on the platform. That's more
Hmm.
where they make their money.
Yeah, and I mean there's great strategies going on in there to build audiences, to connect with people. I am not the biggest fan though of the messages you get. It's usually like just,
Oh,
yeah, people wanting to
it's
connect so they
it's
can sell you something. And I you know some I wanted LinkedIn for me was about people I know, and then I opened it up, and then I just don't use it. So we're not talking much about LinkedIn today, but um you are correct about like um the AI stuff. I mean, I haven't been invited to Google's special one. No Canadian has, I don't think yet. What's it called? Bart?
no, it's
Bart?
Bard.
Bard. Yes.
Bard, like what they
Bard.
call Shakespeare. He's the
Mm.
Bard.
Yeah, so um but I use Chat GPT all the time. And I know that somebody in our group was talking about how they're using it for keyword research and things like that. So we know that this is going to be on the forefront, and lots of people are afraid of that they're going to be losing their jobs, right?
Yeah. So yeah, when there's a situation like this with the AI, because it's the new hot thing for venture capitalists after crypto kind of collapsed, that they are looking. That's their new thing, and so they're spending a lot of money to advertise it, and so a lot of people, um, it it has more potential to displace a lot of people, especially people who do email jobs, that kind of stuff, where you're doing a lot
Mm,
of like administrative work, paralegals, that kind of stuff, where it's a lot of repetitive, similar looking things. Where an AI might do it a little bit better. It's hard to see right now where it's going to shake out because there's still not the models themselves still aren't very sophisticated for doing these kind of like actually replacing a person. It can
Yeah.
augment a person, but I don't really see it replacing wholesale.
Well, we see this in
Um,
Google Ads, right? We see that they've made lots of automations, and sometimes people think, well, why do I need a Google Ads expert now? Because the system will just do it. Yeah, the system will help rob you. I'm like,
yeah, there's a lot that it like even if you do fully automated, especially with advertising, they do a little bit of it well, but like
mhm.
they're definitely let's just say the uncanny valley is pretty bad sometimes where it's just like why are you showing me this, like this is just not something that's going to be very convincing.
Right. And then we have, okay, so that's social's over. And
Yeah.
there's not much going on for websites. There's not much is there? Greg said there wasn't much change, but he's had a lot of talk time in the last couple months. So there's been a lot of changes. I think I saw an update for WordPress 6 point blah 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 or something. Um
Yeah,
but
most of the websites are it's been pretty stable. I haven't seen anything major. Most honestly, most of the big action has been coming out of search, both SEO and PPC, where like there's been a lot of upheaval. And I mean, right off the bat, there's the attribution modeling is going away for Google Analytics and Google Ads,
and now let's
which
talk
is
about that, cuz so we're moving into Google Analytics 4. So we have 2
yeah,
months left for Google
hmm
Analytics. So, as an agency owner, I've had people, well, we've had people getting a hold of us being like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. So, that's an interesting situation to be in. But when, we give people a data studio and we used to, or we work towards showing the path of people buying in a
yeah.
data studio by pulling in information in Google Analytics, which we can't yet do in Google Analytics for. And what was that information? It's the path of purchase. What do you call it? You call it something specific.
So it's called multi-channel funnel in Google Analytics UA, the old Universal, and it does have actually its equivalent in Google Analytics 4. It's just um, it's trying to be too smart
It
by half
does,
is the way. Yeah, it's called conversion path. So you have to have a conversion set up, and then
but
one
they
of the
set up
conversions to
conversions
happen.
out of the box, right? They set up some conversions
No,
out
they
of the
only
box.
no they set up events, and events can be turned into conversions. So there's a little
Hmm.
checkbox and you just it's just a conversion, right? Because like you don't really care if it's a session, but you do care if it's someone filled out a form or there's a purchase.
Okay, now let's give what is a session?
Oh, session is 30 minutes of activity by a unique user.
And you can change that in the system, or you used to be able to, but lots has changed, and we are going deep diving, I believe, in the next few weeks to update, what we know. So we're all going to be learning together. But okay, so they're
Yeah.
getting rid of attribution models, and an attribution model gives us the availability to see this conversion funnel path, right?
It's not no, it's not that part per se. It's so the what's going on, especially it's for Google Ads specifically. So there's only gonna be two models. You either do data driven, which is as far as I'm concerned
Or
nonsense.
last
It's
click.
just
Do
like
they do last click?
last play. Yeah, that those are the only
Mm.
two you're allowed. And
It's
so the
linear.
part that's
It should be
annoying,
linear. Just saying.
linear, yeah. I mean, all of them were fine, honestly. Like I don't see there's no I know why they're doing it, but it
Why are
doesn't
they
make much
doing it?
sense. Because they're trying to push for data driven. They want everyone to be using data driven in order, and uh, I don't. They're
And
just
we
trying to
don't know
feed
much
data.
about data driven because we don't know what we're able to. We're not usually when Google gives us things or forces us into something, taking away something very, very valuable in the Google
Yeah,
Ads sphere. But then, I think last year they took away the search term report. And oh my gosh, was there
2
upheaval?
years ago.
2 years. Oh
Uh,
gosh, time.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but they gave it back and you get 70% more now. So maybe there'll be a great outcome for this. So that's big in the search